Hi everybody. Today we're going to go over this 10 card fit. This time we're missing the king 10 third. So for this hand, you can look in the upper left hand corner and see that the bidding starts 1 heart by us, Jacoby 2-0 trump from our partner showing 4 card or longer support and a game force. With a minimum hand and no shortness, we jumped to 4 of our suit, so 4 hearts, and that ended the auction. Partner had a minimum, so they had no problems passing 4 hearts. So the defense starts by leading the jack of spades, and they cash the king of spades and the ace of spades and a diamond to the ace and a diamond. So you can see here, we're pretty solid. We've lost the first 3 tricks, but we're in 4 hearts and we need to make our contract. By looking at our losers, we're not going to lose any clubs. We're not going to lose any diamonds. The only suit that we have to worry about anything is this heart suit. And it's a 10 card fit. And when we have a 10 card fit and we're missing the king, we need to finesse for the king. That it's not very likely that the singleton king is going to drop offside. If you think about all the possible 2-1 breaks that the heart could break, or 3-0, the chances of West having a singleton king are really low. So don't get stuck in 8-ever, 9-ever, any of that. Just understand that when you're missing 3 cards, the chances of the king dropping in that person's hand is really, really low. So we have to play this heart suit for no losers. Now, half the time, West is going to have the king of hearts. We're going to finesse into them, and there's nothing we're going to do. West is just going to win the king of hearts, and that'll be the end of this hand. The other half of the time, the king of hearts is going to be on side, and we're going to finesse East for it. The only question is there anything special we have to worry about? If the hearts are 2-1, it's going to go very, very simply. We're going to play a heart to the queen, and banking on that's going to win the trick, and then we're going to play the ace of hearts. And if the king is with East, and the suit's breaking 2-1, we're going to make the contract. We're not going to lose any hearts. But what happens if East has king 10 third? Well, if we start by leading the jack from dummy, what's East going to do? They're going to cover with the king, and we're going to win the ace. Now, West is going to show out. So if East has the king 10 third, and you can see here that that's what they had king 10 third, we can now travel back to dummy, and we're going to do it in clubs because it's a little bit safer in clubs because more diamonds have been played. So the opponents still have 7 clubs left and they only have 3 diamonds. So the chances of somebody roughing this trick on our way over to dummy, it's much less likely that a club so it's just good form. Probably neither one is going to be rough, but it's good form to travel in the suit that we don't think that the opponents are going to rough. And now once we're back in dummy, we can lead a heart, and there's nothing that East can do. When they play the 8, you can see we can finesse here with the 9 and now finish drawing trump with the queen. So how do we know to lead the jack? Well, let's go back just to the trick after we won the king of diamonds. So now this is the point where we're going to be playing our hearts. We need to know what to do. Well, if we start by a low heart, by playing a low heart, it's going to go 8, and we're not going to know enough at this point to finesse the 9. So if we were going to play hearts that way, we were just going to play heart to the queen and hope that finesse wins. But then when they show out, you can see there's nothing we can do this time when we go back to dummies jack or ace and lead the jack of hearts. Now East covers, and you can see that the 10 of hearts is now built into a trick. And so going back just to the point where we had to make our decision, this is one of these spots, and when you have a suit combination like this, you can work this out at the table. You don't memorize. I don't have a spot in my brain that's memorized, okay, jack 5th upside ace, queen 9 5th, play the jack because it's this percentage. No, I look at this suit combination and I think, well, is there anything that I can do to make it so that I'm going to not lose a trick on more combinations? So I know that in order for a heart to the queen to win, I have to visualize that the heart to the queen, ace of hearts, that if they have king 10 third, that I'm going to lose a heart trick. You have to mentally go through the process of what's going to happen. And if you'll realize quickly that 2-1, it won't matter whether you lead the jack or not. It's going to go jack, small, small, and West will win the king. It won't matter that you play the jack. It's never going to matter that you play the jack unless East has the king 10 third. So it's just a good one to know and have seen before. And I'm going to keep taking you through these little suit combinations. And that, again, this isn't going to matter very often leading the jack. 90% of the time, it's going to be this 89 actually from the last video. 89% of the time, it won't make any difference whether we play heart to the queen or lead the jack of hearts. But 1 out of every 10 times, or a little bit more, 1 out of every 10, we're going to get an extra trick out of this. And that at a match point game, that can mean the difference of a top or a bottom, or not a top or an average, or average plus to an average minus. This is a very, very important trick to make sure that you don't lose that.